1 in 4 adults is walking around right now with a liver that looks exactly like a heavy drinker's. Not because they drink, because they eat. Constantly, breakfast, then a mid-morning snack, then lunch, then an afternoon coffee with something sweet, then dinner, then something small before bed. The diet industry told you this was the healthy way. 6 small meals, keep the metabolism running. And your liver has been quietly paying for that advice ever since. Here's what almost no one talks about. Your liver has a built-in rescue system. A cleaning protocol so powerful it can reverse years of fat accumulation, repair damaged cells, and rebuild tissue, without any medication, without any supplement, without anything you have to buy. It just needs one thing: time. And right now, most of us never give it that. In the first 4 hours after a meal, your liver is in full processing mode. Whatever you ate, bread, pasta, fruit, rice, gets broken down into glucose and floods your bloodstream. Your pancreas notices the rising sugar and releases insulin. Think of insulin as a dispatcher with one very specific instruction: store this energy. Your liver obeys. It pulls glucose out of the blood and packs it into a storage form called glycogen. Think of glycogen as a battery, one your liver charges up after every single meal. But insulin does something else at the same time, something most people don't realize. As long as insulin is circulating in significant amounts, fat cannot leave your fat cells. Not from your belly, not from your liver, not from anywhere. Fat stays locked away. This is completely normal after eating. Your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The trouble starts when people never stop eating, because if insulin never fully drops, if you're giving it new fuel every 2 or 3 hours, fat keeps getting deposited, but it never gets withdrawn. That's how a liver becomes fatty over years. Silently, without a single symptom you'd notice. Between hours 4 and 8, something starts to change. Insulin levels begin to fall, and a different hormone called glucagon takes the stage. Glucagon is insulin's chemical opposite. Where insulin says store, glucagon says release. Your liver, which is holding about 100 grams of glycogen, roughly 400 calories of stored energy, begins breaking that down to keep your blood sugar stable. This is where most people feel the first whispers of hunger, a little restless, slightly harder to focus, maybe a quiet irritability that has nothing to do with your mood and everything to do with your metabolism recalibrating. For most healthy people, this passes quickly, because your body isn't in trouble at this stage. It's transitioning. It's preparing to do something it was built to do, something it can only do when the constant stream of incoming food finally stops. Here's the part that almost no one talks about. Between hours 8 and 12, your liver flips a switch. With glycogen running low, it needs another fuel source, so it turns to fat. Fatty acids start streaming out of your fat cells, traveling to the liver, and getting converted into something called ketones. Ketones are a clean alternative fuel that your brain, your heart, and your muscles can all run on. And here's what's fascinating. Many researchers now believe ketones are actually a smoother, more efficient fuel for the brain than glucose. No spike, no crash, just steady, clear output. You've gone from running on the food you just ate to running on the fat already stored on your body, including the fat sitting inside your liver. Growth hormone also starts climbing during this window. A 2024 clinical trial out of China followed adults practicing alternate day fasting for 8 weeks. By the end, their growth hormone levels had roughly doubled, and their liver fat dropped measurably on imaging scans. Growth hormone is what protects your muscle while fat burns. That's why short fasts don't waste your body away the way crash diets do. You might notice around the 10 or 12-hour mark that your hunger actually fades. That sounds backward, but it's a well-documented effect. Once ketones start flowing, the urgent hunger signals quiet down. Some people notice their breath smells slightly fruity or metallic. That's ketones leaving through your lungs. It's your body's way of telling you the switch worked. Mental clarity often sharpens too. No food coma, no afternoon slump, just steady focus. And this is just the warm-up. Because what comes next is where your liver starts doing something almost unbelievable. Between hours 12 and 18, a process called autophagy kicks into high gear. The word comes from Greek. It roughly means self-eating. That sounds alarming. But it's actually one of the most elegant systems your body has ever developed. When food isn't coming in, your cells start looking inward for resources. They scan themselves for damaged proteins, broken components, and cellular junk that's been accumulating. They wrap these damaged pieces up and ship them off to tiny recycling stations inside the cell. There, the broken parts get torn apart and reused, either to build new healthy structures or burned directly for fuel. In your liver specifically, there's a specialized version of this called lipophagy. And lipophagy targets fat droplets inside liver cells. These are the exact same fat droplets that build up in fatty liver disease. During a fast, lipophagy literally pulls these fat droplets apart and converts them into usable energy. This is the actual mechanism by which fasting clears fat from inside your liver. Not a detox tea, not a juice cleanse, not a supplement. A process your body has been quietly carrying around for millions of years, just waiting for the right conditions to activate it. A 2024 randomized trial in Iran put 80 patients with fatty liver disease on a 16-hour fasting schedule for 12 weeks. The results were striking. Liver fat dropped by more than 9% on advanced imaging. Liver enzymes fell significantly, and the biological markers for lipophagy were measurably elevated. The body was doing the work on its own, simply because the eating window was shorter. Some people notice their skin looks clearer after a few weeks of consistent fasting. Others say the puffiness around the upper belly starts shrinking. That's not just subcutaneous fat disappearing. The liver itself is downsizing. A fatty liver is a physically enlarged liver. As it cleans up, it literally returns to a healthier shape. Between hours 18 and 24, your liver moves into deep repair mode. Two enzymes, called ALT and AST, live inside your liver cells. When the liver is stressed or damaged, these enzymes leak into the bloodstream. Doctors check them in routine blood tests to see how your liver is functioning. High levels mean trouble, low levels mean recovery. A 2023 meta-analysis pulled together 16 randomized trials with more than 1,100 participants. The finding was consistent across all of them. Intermittent fasting reliably lowered ALT and AST, improved insulin resistance scores, and dropped triglycerides. The strongest results appeared in people who were overweight or already dealing with fatty liver disease. That means inflammation is calming down, liver cells are recovering. And here's the part that still astonishes scientists. Your liver has a power that no other internal organ possesses. It can fully regenerate itself. Surgeons can remove up to 70% of a liver, and the remaining tissue will grow back to nearly its original size within months. Think about that. While you're sleeping, while you're walking around, while you're skipping breakfast, your liver may quietly be rebuilding itself, piece by piece. Insulin sensitivity also improves with regular fasting. Remember, high insulin locks fat inside your liver. When you fast consistently, your cells become more responsive to insulin, which means your body produces less of it. Less insulin means more freedom for fat to leave your liver and stay gone. It becomes a positive feedback loop. Each fast makes the next one more effective. Now, how you break your fast matters more than most people realize. When you eat after fasting, insulin rises again and your liver switches back into storage mode. But it has a priority list. It refills glycogen first, before turning any excess energy back into fat. That gives you a window where eating doesn't immediately reverse your progress. If you break a fast with a giant plate of fries, sugary drinks, and dessert, you overwhelm that system. And the leftover energy gets packed right back into the liver as fat. The smarter move: break your fast with protein, vegetables, and a healthy fat. Eat slowly. Your stomach has been resting, and you'll feel full faster than you expect. Your liver isn't fragile. It's one of the most resilient and intelligent organs in your body. It knows how to clean itself, repair itself, rebuild itself. It just needs the right conditions to do that work. Constant eating denies it those conditions. Strategic gaps between meals open the door. Intermittent fasting isn't a trick. It's not a hack. It's giving your body the same kind of pause that humans went through naturally for thousands of years, before refrigerators, drive-thrus, and 24-hour grocery stores existed. Your liver has been waiting for this break. Give it one. If this video changed how you think about what's happening inside your body, hit like and subscribe. Next week, we're going deeper into exactly which foods trigger the fastest liver recovery. You don't want to miss it.